Communion, A True Story by Whitley Strieber, published in 1987, is a provocative and, unsettling memoir that recounts the author's alleged encounters with non-human entities. It blends elements of autobiography, psychological introspection, and speculative inquiry. Presented as a factual narrative, the book became a cultural phenomenon, sparking debates about alien abductions, human consciousness, and, honestly, the very boundaries of reality. Strieber, a successful horror novelist, insists on the authenticity of his experiences, which center on a series of disturbing events beginning in 1985. Still, he leaves room for ambiguity about their ultimate nature. The narrative opens with Strieber's life in New York City, where he lived with his wife Anne and their young son. On the night of October the 4th, 1985, while staying at their isolated cabin in upstate New York, Strieber awoke to a sense of unease. Hearing strange noises and feeling an inexplicable presence. He describes being paralyzed, unable to move as small, large-eyed beings entered his room. These entities, later associated with the now iconic grey aliens, subjected him to what he perceived as a physical and mental examination. Strieber recalls being floated out of the cabin into a bright, unfamiliar environment, possibly a spacecraft, where he underwent invasive procedures, including, rather disturbingly, a needle inserted into his brain. The experience left him shaken, with fragmented memories and a lingering sense of dread. At first, Strieber suppressed these recollections, brushing them off as nothing more than a nightmare or perhaps the signs of a mental breakdown. But then he began experiencing recurring vivid dreams, strange physical marks like a mysterious scar, and even unsettling flashbacks during the day. All of this pushed him, almost compelled him to search for answers. He reached out to neurologists and psychologists, trying to rule out conditions like epilepsy, psychosis, or any other medical explanation. Then, under hypnosis, guided by psychiatrist Dr. Donald Klein and abduction researcher Bud Hopkins, Strieber uncovered more detailed memories, not just of the October incident, but others as well, including, quite astonishingly, an encounter from his childhood in 1957. These sessions began to reveal a disturbing pattern of visitations that stretched across decades, featuring telepathic communication, cryptic messages about humanity's future, and this constant, unnerving sense of being watched by these entities. Strieber describes the being as short, grey-skinned, with thin, almost fragile limbs, and those unmistakable, oversized, almond-shaped black eyes. Eyes that, he said, seemed to hold an eerie, unsettling kind of intelligence. The title Communion, it reflects his sense of a profound, if unsettling, exchange, not just contact, but a merging of consciousness that challenged his understanding of self and reality. Beyond personal narrative, Strieber explores broader implications. He draws on folklore, mythology, and religious traditions, noting parallels between his experiences and tales of fairies, demons, or divine visitations, suggesting these entities may have long interacted with humanity. He speculates about their role in human evolution, citing their apparent interest in genetics and the environment. Strieber also incorporates letters from readers who shared similar encounters, framing his story as part of a larger phenomenon. He avoids definitive conclusions, instead posing questions about consciousness, the limits of perception, and, humanity's place in the cosmos. The book's impact lies in its raw vulnerability and intellectual openness. Strieber's horror-writing background lends vividness to his descriptions, but his introspective tone, marked by fear, doubt, and curiosity, grounds the fantastical in human emotion. Critics praised his courage in risking ridicule, but questioned the lack of verifiable evidence, noting the subjectivity of hypnotic regression. Skeptics argued the experiences could stem from sleep paralysis, psychological stress, or cultural influences, while believers saw validation of extraterrestrial contact. Communion remains a polarizing work, neither fully embraced by science nor dismissed as fiction. Its enduring influence lies in shaping the modern alien abduction narrative, popularized by its iconic cover image of a grey alien's face. Strieber's refusal to reduce his story to a single explanation invites readers to confront the unknown, making Communion a haunting meditation on mystery, fear, and the search for meaning. This has been Whitley Strieber's Communion. Cheers for watching Speedbook Reviews. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel.